Good evening, one and all. This is Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey. Welcome to another Thursday edition of the Lake Ontario Radio Club Net. What that means, it's a Simplex net. No repeater, just radio to radio communications. So we're just waiting for the clock to roll over at 7 p.m. I'll be the net controller tonight. We're using a frequency of 446.125. That's an FM frequency, and it's in the Simplex area of the band plan. Please stand by. We're waiting for 7 p.m. And that looks like it's just rolled. Attention all stations. This is Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey. Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Lake Ontario Radio Club Net. We're here on 446.125. And in Simplex, that means it's station to station communications. No repeater tonight. And as such, not everybody may hear everybody. So if need be, we do encourage the use of relay. So if you hear something that I don't, feel free to chime in and provide a relay. Anyways, let's stand by and see if we have any time-sensitive mobile or priority traffic stations. VA3IMW, standing by. Okay, nothing heard. So we are streaming it live on YouTube as well. In the search box in YouTube, just put in my call sign VA3IMW. Scroll down and punch that button that says live. You'll find us right here. I'd like to acknowledge the check-ins on YouTube so far. VE3LBI Larry, VE3IUK William, and of course Guy is checked in from Ottawa. Soon to have a call sign, I'm sure. Thanks for listening along. Let's open it up to anybody, anywhere. If you have a call sign, we're more than interested in having a chat with you. VA3IMW standing by on behalf of the Lake Ontario Radio Club. VA3 NFL, top of the list, and also in on YouTube. So we got you double duty there, Al. And I understand you've watched the rain come down today. Obviously, that's welcome, I guess. And I heard you and Larry talking about the weather. Well, whether or not it's going to get warm again, that's the question, right? I did hear somebody at work talking about speaking to some friends that were up north, and they had some frigid temperatures up there. I think tomorrow's low maybe 7 degrees and a high of 17. So yeah, all the telltale signs are pointing towards the end of the warm season. Back to you, sir.
Yeah, this weather sucks. I don't know, last 40 some odd years, I always told the wife we're going to retire down in Florida, down Sarasota or somewhere down there. That was my whole plan growing up. The grandkids got in the way of that, so I don't know, kind of stuck here.
That sounds like a common theme. You have all these grand plans of running away and doing something wild, and somehow we get attached to our children and grandchildren and the things that they do. So yeah, it's difficult to realize some of those plans, but maybe there's another way that you can get a similar sense of accomplishment. Maybe put in a hot tub and a sunroom and live vicariously dreaming as if you're in the southern states.
Oh yeah, here you there, Mac. Yeah, well, I'm stuck here. I'll probably find me dead out back somewhere on a job site, but enjoying life. Wouldn't have it any other way without those grandkids. They make my day.
Got that right, Al. And yeah, they kind of grow on you like lichen and fungus. It's not always pleasant, but you love them dearly just the same. Okay, thanks for your check-in tonight, Al. Like I said, double duty, both on YouTube and on RF. Anything else for the net before we move on?
Well, good to go, Mac. I'll be listening for a while, see where I end up.
Okay, very good. Your dinner bell should be ringing pretty soon. Anyways, anybody else looking to check in for the Lake Ontario Radio Club Net? Come on in with your call sign.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu.
Victor Alpha 3, Delta Charlie Sierra.
All right, two more in the log. Very good. We'll start with Chuck, and it's Thursday. So thank you again for the A-Reg, and job well done as usual. Back to you.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Mac. Yeah, it was another fun evening, and I was just listening to Larry and you and Al talk about the temperatures there. You know, it's funny because they're smoking out west. It's 27 in Calgary, 32 in Edmonton, 30 in Regina, 27 in Winnipeg, and in Las Vegas it's 33. So we're in a cold zone right now, so that's pretty weird. But anyways, not much we can do about it except start putting layers on. And me being a little thin on the head here, you feel a little bit cooler with no hair up there. But anyways, Mac, yeah, I haven't done much HF today, actually. I've been busy doing other stuff, so I haven't gotten around to it. Usually the evenings are better for me, so at some point after the net, I'll probably check out this situation. Back to you, sir.
Well, I think you'll be happy with the performance on 40 meters at least. If let's see, everything that was on 40 meters that was on the spotting page, I was able to work in North America. So that was a big plus. And what did I hear on 20? I think I made a couple of contacts on 20 meters as well. So yeah, everything seems to be working. We're right around that gray line time where 20 meters is going to change and go long. But I'm pretty sure you'll be happy with the way things are working on 40 meters. Did you get a chance to look at the numbers, sunspot numbers, and that kind of stuff today?
Yeah, I did earlier, and I noticed they're pretty similar to yesterday. The solar flux and the sunspots was over 200 for each of them, and the A index I don't think was any higher than 8, maybe 9. And the A index I think was a 2. So it's looking good number-wise. I also saw 15 meters seem to be busy this afternoon. So yeah, the bands are coming around.
Yeah, QSL. Are you going to be working any other contests this weekend?
I don't know. Wasn't planning on it really. They're not the big ones I like, but you know, if I see something I like, I'll on my spotting page here, I'll definitely try and catch them.
Yeah, well, happy DXing and trust the solar conditions hang on for a few more days and we can take advantage of that. All right, Chuck, thanks again for the A-Reg last night. Great job. And anything else before we move over and say hello to Dave?
Yeah, I guess I found another YouTube stream or something. I couldn't get you live there, but I got you now. So thanks for doing this one, Mac, and have a good one. VA3CJZ.
Okay, we're always waiting for the tail of the repeater to drop, and there isn't one. VA3DCS, VA3IMW, welcome back.
Yeah, good evening there, Mac, and everybody out there and on YouTube. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been able to catch a net, and just too much FaceTiming, and well, I've been back for almost 2 weeks now from camping, but another 3 weeks we'll be headed out again for about 4 days.
Oh, Sir Camp-A-Lot. Well, it's good to make use of that fancy-looking trailer. No matter where you go, it's kind of nice to get away from home. That's what you call roughing it, right? I'm always poking at Albert, calling him going out for glamping. All the amenities of home, and it's not like the good old bad old days when you went and slept in a smelly canvas tent and uh, had all the niceties that nature could provide you.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it is glamping. So our last trip out, I guess it was on the Tuesday. Well, we got there on the Sunday. I think it was Sunday. Yeah, on the Tuesday, the air conditioning in the trailer started conking out somewhat, and we didn't know what was going on. I called our RV place that we bought the trailer from, and the guy said he didn't really know what was going on. I shut it off for a while. It was really hot out, and I just thought, okay, let's shut it off. And so around dinner time, I turned it back on full blast, and it kept running through the night. It was 15 Celsius in the trailer in the morning, so a little bit cool. And I called our dealership again in the morning, talked to another guy that's a little bit more knowledgeable, and he asked me a bunch of questions. He said, you know what, you had a power issue in the park. It wasn't running enough voltage or amperage to keep that compressor running.
See, that's the definition of glamping. The air conditioning in your trailer wasn't working up to par, so you had to call a technician. Yeah, okay. That's the guy like says, "Oh me, oh my! I had to roll my windows down manually." All right. Speaking of which, the other glamper, VA3BT, has also checked in from Barrie on YouTube. So, greetings to Albert and everybody else. Okay. Well, I trust perhaps you can carry a backup generator so that if the park hydroelectricity gives you some difficulties, you can always supplement. Anyways, I understand. I mean, it's you pay good money for these units, and the amenities that you purchase, you want to have them working. It's just me making fun.
Oh, I know. We have the air going, but we're still outside. We don't spend much time until later in the evening inside. So it's just kind of nice having that coolness in the evening or overnight when you're trying to sleep. It was like 3 days. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday was hot, and then it started cooling down in the evening. So that was the end of the air conditioning. It was pretty much off the rest of the week, and we kind of need it. Couldn't imagine being one of the people that were just tenting it and trying to sleep.
Yeah, okay. Albert's laughing along with you. He has a backup generator for his RV just in case. So, and Chuck is not allowed to have a generator anymore. I wonder why. I've heard that story. Anyways, so a few more days and you'll be off to another expedition. And how's everything going to work at work? Your favorite customers behaving?
Well, I haven't heard from that favorite customer in a while, so maybe other people are getting the calls and dealing with them. But we've had a few others that have been. Well, we brought one on that we say, why did we agree to support them, because it's just ridiculous what they're wanting, and just silly things. And, it's like, oh my, I can't even explain it. It's just crazy. But Yeah. 3 weeks. I guess we go on the. When are we going next? Out camping on the 20th. Rented out for the Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday down to Turkey Point. So that'll be fun.
That's the 20th of September. Oh, that's still quite a ways out. Oh, well, I guess you have to hunker down and work hard to make all the money that's going to keep your air conditioning running. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. I did started looking at generators and thought that's fine. I can get one, but they also recommend installing something into the air conditioner itself, I guess for what's it called, a soft start or something similar to that. I guess it must build up the power capacitance or something to fire the compressor off and keep it running.
Yeah, I hear our maintenance guys talking about capacitor banks, and it also helps to balance your energy consumption between high and low load. So all kinds of new technology that can help you not only in industry, but also in glamping. Okay, Dave, anything else for the net before we move along?
No, nothing else. If I did bring something else, it would just prolong the net, and let other people pile up behind us.
Oh, the pile up behind Dave. Okay, there's a joke in there somewhere, but I'm not going to touch it. All right, thanks for your check-in, Dave. Certainly appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for doing it there, Mac. And I'll let you take it. I guess Chuck was before me, so I can't say the proverbial up, you know what.
That's right. Yep. We're not having any of that tonight. All right. Thanks again, Dave. And opening it up for anybody anywhere looking for further check-ins, VA3IMW.
VA3, LBI. Victor Echo 3, India Uniform Kilowatt.
Okay. I got Larry and Bill, and somebody doubled with Larry, I think.
VA3 is that JC. He won because he's closer.
It's just an FM thing. It's nothing personal. All right, so we'll take them in that order. That would be Larry, Bill, and the weak guy downtown. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, nothing really to report. Just rainy, miserable day. Cool. Not too much fun. A little shopping as normal today, except for the Cocos. Other than that, really not too much, Max. Like you probably heard me say, it's the first time we've had the oven on in the house, and I don't remember how long. But the wife made some dinner in there tonight. I wasn't going to stay out in the barbecue. And under the cool temperatures and the dampness.
That's right. Yep. And you're getting more sensitive in your old age, right? There's me joking again. But yeah, it's always wise to take advantage of the barbecue in the barbecue season, and when things start to get a little bit frigid in the house, there's a good reason to turn on the oven, not just to cook the meals, but the ambient temperature goes up a little bit when you open the oven door. And I can remember as a kid in the fall snuggling up to the oven and watching the bread rise in the oven on Mondays when my mother was baking. So brings back fond memories. Anyways, very good. Lococos, do you use the one that's up the hill here on Rymel Road, or do you still go downtown?
No, we use the one up here in Rymel. I just read your TV said the same there. Temperature the same way in Ottawa. So no, we just went up here to Rymel and Nebo. So it's closer, and for us anyways. I mean, we just hung up for Ottawa, so not that far away.
Yeah, when I was working in Stony Creek, it was always convenient to pop in there. They still had the lunch counter going on there. And even then, sometimes they would pack off things from the lunch counter and then have individual or family meals that were packed off and frozen. I think they tore out all of the lunch counter and probably haven't put it back in. That was a little devastating. But I guess you got to make it profitable. And if they weren't having the same lunch crowd during COVID, then that's probably why there was an end to it.
Yeah, probably a good point. There's never been a lunch counter up to 153. I don't know whether you visit that one or not. But anyway, yeah, we did that, and actually we stopped at the pork place there on the way down, Super Sausage, just on Ottawa Street. Picked up some ribs and some ham, and I forget what else we got. Brenda wanted some type of golden kebabs, and I don't know what you got, something. Anyway, just a few odds and ends we needed.
Yeah, the sausage store. That's a great place. Yeah, a little bit more expensive than your general supermarket. The quality is definitely 100% better, but I guess you just buy less of what you're getting and enjoy it all that much more.
Well, I think it was $6.99 a pound. That's how they had it marked up in the Cocos. And I think they were side ribs. And we ended up stopping at the Super Sausage on the way down, and we got back ribs for $5 a pound. So, it's a give and take, and it's also fresh. We know it's fresh because they butcher their own stuff basically around the corner, right on Stone Church, and smoke it there.
Yeah. I still shudder when I think of the price we pay for ribs. You're basically paying good money for bone that you're going to throw in the garbage. Of course, they do taste really good when you cook them up just right. But I can remember having some deals on side and back ribs that used to be a dollar, maybe $1.67 a pound or $1.99 a pound. But yeah, these days when you think of price multipliers and the pork ribs are kind of a discard, but nowadays they seem to put an extra special price on that, just like chicken wings. They used to throw those things out, and then there became a craze for them, and they became all the rage. And then there's the opportunity to put the price up, right? Because there's only 2 per bird. Anyways, Larry, very good. Trust everything's okay with Brenda. Making good progress.
Yep, she's coming along, so waiting to see what's going to happen here. It's going to get ready more physio. And, Jason, I'll appreciate this. Yeah, I smoked my ribs first for about a half an hour, and then they go on with a sauce on the barbecue. So, anyways, Mac, listen, thanks for doing it, and I don't remember who's behind me, but I'll let you go ahead and pick them up, and I'll say 7-3.
Okay, thanks, Larry. Appreciate your check-in. And right behind you is Mr. William, Mr. Bill. Oh no, VE3IUK. How you doing today?
Oh man, VA3IMW, VA3IUK, Mr. Bill. That brings back some memories. I used to get ripped about that one till the cows would come home. Not too much going on here. Did get out with Chris for an activation this morning, and it turned out to be a bit of an ordeal for poor Chris. He was throwing wire up in the tree over at Little John Park, and the arborist weight got caught up in the tree. And he had to hop on the motorcycle, go back home, and get his telescopic pole to try to work that arborist weight out of the tree. So, with a lot of effort, a few colorful metaphors, and about an hour and a half later, we finally got that out of the tree. So, we didn't really spot ourselves. We ended up just hunting some POTA. And by the time we thought to get around to activating it, looked like it was going to rain. So, we had to dismantle the station and scurry home. But we ended up with 19 contacts, and I was really impressed with how good band conditions were this morning. So things are looking a little more promising. I just checked the numbers. I think the solar flux is 232, A index is 8, and the K index is 2. So things are looking a little bit better there, Mac.
Okay, very good. Well, glad he was able to retrieve his weight. And yeah, I shuddered a little bit when I was out with him, and he was using a lock as his throwing weight. Those things aren't forgiving when they come back down. So I think it's good that he's using an arborist weight. So did this thing get spun around a limb, or any idea how it got snagged up there?
Yeah, I just got spun around a limb. There was just too many small branches not in the way, and it was just one of those things that where it wasn't really clear enough up there. But I got to give him credit because he was pretty persistent and did get it down. He says I wasn't going to lose a $30 arborist weight for anybody, so I give him a lot of credit for being persistent.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's a decent investment there, and they don't last forever either. They don't make them like they used to, I guess. Um, anyways, good on you. You managed to get an early shift activation done, and that'll go towards another award for you.
No, unfortunately, by the time it got on the air, because of the problem with the weight in the tree, the early shift was over. So next time, but that's okay. I know now that the cooler weather's here, I'll be getting out more. Band conditions are better. I really haven't been going out that much just because of the way the weather is. Because I do not do well in the heat, with the heat or the sun. So September and October are going to be my time to go out and maybe pile up some activations and hopefully maybe some new parks if I can maybe hitch along with people that are going to parks maybe I don't have yet. So we'll just have to see. So I might be a bit of like a hitchhiker there if I can. So anyway, it is what it is, Mac. But yeah, it was a good day and it was good to get out again. And it was a bit frustrating, but we had a couple people come over and wondering what we were doing. So we tried to be good ambassadors for the hobby. When Chris did have the problem was out the tree, and when there was a neighbor there's a guy that comes over a lot when I've been there, and he had a longer telescopic pole. By the time he got it together, brought over for Chris, he had got low. So, but the guy was very gracious enough to run over. He says, "Wait, I'll get a longer pole for you," because he could see that Chris was struggling just, because it was almost out of his reach. So, in that regard, it was a good day.
Excellent. Yep. Even a bad day at the park is better than a good day at work. Do you remember what work is?
Yes, I do. And I've been up since 5:30 this morning, so I feel like maybe I had a day's work, Mac. But anyway, yeah, I do.
All right, QSL. Listen to me being funny tonight. Isn't that amazing? All right, Bill. Let's not keep Jason waiting. VE3ZJC VA3IMW.
VA3IMW, VE3ZJC. Good evening, Mac, and everybody else on frequency. Had a quick trip, 3 days, 2.5 days up north and back, just for a getaway. A lot of stuff going on around here, and the missus and I could definitely have used a short break. And had an alright time up there. I'm not sure I'll be rushing back to Tobermory. It's a little too small town for me, but good time and good food nonetheless. And I did get 2 activations in. I got one in yesterday and today, both around the noon hour. So 3 new parks, both of them were a twofer, but the waterfront trail is, the waterfront trail. It's kind of everywhere.
Okay, very good. Well, sorry I missed you. And glad you had the experience up in Tobermory. Small town. They're friendly people, but yeah, sometimes there's a lot of places that are nice to visit, but you certainly wouldn't want to live there.
Absolutely, especially when you're looking for coffee first thing in the morning and the place you're staying in doesn't have an on-premise restaurant or anything happening, and there's no coffee maker in the room, so you got to drive 6 minutes to the edge of town to a food truck trailer thing. That's the only place to get coffee at 7 in the morning.
Yes, I can remember when Bob Cajun got their first Tim Hortons. And yeah, we had the similar experience. Of course, when we were doing our thing, it was tournament fishing, right? So we were a little bit better prepared. We had our own, almost like camping gear, so that if there wasn't a way to get coffee, you could actually make coffee and fire up a barbecue, boil water, and do what you needed to do. Because none of us were very, very amicable people before that first cup of Java.
Yep, I can totally understand that. I don't have the grumpiness without having the coffee, but it definitely helps getting the day going for sure. Other than that, still off until the Tuesday. I will endeavor to get a local activation in at some point this weekend. I got some shopping I got to do for my son's upcoming nuptials. But other than that, I'm going to try to get to a park. Bill, if you're still listening, I got your email. Thank you for that, sir. I will give that a watch a little later. And Larry, I don't know how you're smoking those ribs, but 30 minutes just doesn't cut it, my friend. You got to try I'm not a rib person, but the 3-2-1 method. You're cooking the whole thing nice, low and slow, about 220 full smoke. 3 hours unwrapped, 2 hours sauce, and then an hour wrapped at the end. And they're fall off the bone and smoky goodness all the way through, if you've got the patience to go that route. Other than that, my friend Mac, I'll thank you for doing this one and send it back to you. VA3IMW back to that.
Okay. Yes, I've heard that that type of description of a good cook on a rib. 3-2-1, and sometimes it's even longer than that. The lower you go, the more tender the ribs are going to be, and obviously, when you sauce and wrap them, that limits the amount of smoke. So you don't want to have something that makes you cough and choke, like too much smoke. But nice to have that added flavor. All right. Thanks again for your check-in, and enjoy the rest of your vacation time. And all the best for the upcoming nuptials. VA3IMW standing by for any further check-ins for the Lake Ontario Radio Club Net. Standing by. All right. I guess that brings us to a close. Thanks again for our YouTube check-ins, specifically Guy and Al and Albert, and everybody else who I can see through the magic mirror. And we'll be back on the ZOE repeater tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Our host will likely be VE3LBI Larry, and that will be the Friday night ZOE Rag Chew. So until then, stay safe and stay warm. Always remember, this time of year, pack an extra layer just in case. And with that, we'll bring the net to a close, turn this frequency back to normal amateur use. 7 3s, one and all. That's how we say goodbye.